Howdy folks, it's the Texty Dude here. This is part 3 of the Bay County November 26th auction series. If you haven't done so already, be sure to watch parts 1 and 2 first. You can find those links in the description below. Alright, so we're the next day over here at Bay County, Florida in our auction that we did the comps for yesterday. Continuing with the video here, just wanted to give you guys a review of what the actual live auction looks like. So this is a real auction. This is realtaxdeed.com is normally what it goes through. There's about 47 counties, I believe, that do the real auction website here. There's another couple online platforms, but this is the one that I particularly like that has a lot of other information. There is competition, of course, in a lot of these counties already, especially the popular ones. Most likely, if it's anywhere like Hillsborough or Miami-Dade, you're definitely not going to be able to get any sort of deals in those. Bay County is in the Panhandle, just so you're aware, so there is some deals still to be made here, a little bit here and there as far as the vacant land goes, at least, but a lot of really low-end properties. So if anybody's looking for, small seller financing, quarter-acre properties, that sort of thing, a lot of dirt road access, things like that, that would be a lot of these smaller counties that you'd want to get into. So we're here, and this is just the first, the next property up that we originally were bidding on. This is the very last one of the auction. The very last one here is one that we were looking at and comping before. So this is the very last one here. This was the one that we thought may go down to 70,000 all the way up to like maybe 160,000. It's very hard to comp this property. If you remember just earlier in the video, this is the property you're talking about, which doesn't look great because you have this nasty mobile home. However, when you zoom out, we do see there's development all over the place, and it's also very close to the coast of Panama City. So this is Panama City Beach. So going back here, you can see it has less than 10 seconds, and then it bumps up to 1 minute. That is because somebody has put in another bid. So these don't go down and then try to snipe them at 0. Every time somebody bids under 1 minute, it's going to add another minute, right? So, or 10 seconds, I believe, one of those. So anyways, if you are bidding on these, go ahead and put in your maximum bid and just let it ride. Don't be one of those that takes, an hour bidding on these $100 at a time with another newbie that bids $100 at a time. This is why the auctions take so freaking long sometimes, especially with newbie investors. So we can see already somebody bid up again, so it went down to 44 seconds, and somebody bid another, I believe, $100. So if you just watch this, yep, so here's another high bid, $8,100, and it's going to drop down to 1 minute. And this is basically two people that are trying to get a deal that are probably new at this, just not putting in their highest bid. So this is a proxy bidding system. That means that if you want to bid $10,000 on a property, it is not going to start off at $10,000. It's going to start off at the opening bid and then go to the next highest bid that is not contested. So you're not bidding your max bid right up front. A lot of people don't quite understand this, and that's why these auctions take so long. So you can see we're getting down again. Yep, we just added another minute. So this is probably going to go on for quite some time. I will go ahead and stop the recording so we don't have to bore you to death. And hopefully we'll catch the next one coming in. We can watch that one live. Okay, so we're getting down to the last 10 seconds, and let's see if anyone bids. And it will not do the countdown to the 10 seconds. It does less than 10 seconds because there's sometimes a lag with the county website and the software. So just to cover themselves, they do this, and it looks like nobody's going to be bidding. Boom. All right. Excellent. So we went ahead. So this property is the one that we are looking at. We originally thought it was going to sell for at least $88,000, minimum $70,000, could be upwards of $160,000, depending on your buyer. So this automatically jumped to the high bid of $50,000. So you can see the person with the highest bid is $50,100. That's above what we are probably going to pay for it as far as what we're looking to get in our return. So again, it just jumped to $20,000. So that means that the last highest bidder bid $70,000 and somebody else just bid above $70,000. So that bidder could have bid $72,000, they could have bid $200,000, but it only jumped up $100 if you noticed. So hopefully you guys can follow that along. We went ahead and fast forward so you guys wouldn't have to sit through this whole thing. It's gotten up to 77,100. It's in less than 10 seconds, so we may get another bid in here, may not. Let's see if it closes out. This is still a pretty good deal as far as if this property were to be sold. Retail value, a person could probably get maybe $10,000 to $20,000 profit minimum. Oh, and there you go. So we do have another bid, and see how that works. Just when you think you're going to get the property, it goes ahead and bumps up another 45 seconds there. And fast forward again, and we're less than 10 seconds. We're at 80,100 still. We'll see if anybody does bid in here again. It seems like this is definitely the most popular property of the day. There we go, and it sold. So we can go down here. Once the auction is closed, you can go down and actually see the results. Let's just go ahead and make sure and see what it actually was sold at. There we go. Yeah, so 80,100. So we had estimated about 88,000. So this is still a decent deal for somebody. This may be a developer that even bought it. But just so you guys are aware, I went ahead and did the research for what things sold for. And a lot of them that we did. So we valued this one at 25. It sold for 17. One's at 7 and 53, 7,500, 58. One of them got redeemed. This other one, so this is important, this Montclair Road here, we valued it at $25,000, but it actually had over $10,000 in liens, so technically there's only a $15,000 profit, right? Somebody just bought it for $10,000, so now you have a $5,000 profit minus any closing costs, any title clearing, any commissions for realtors if you're going to use a realtor. So they're good if they're going to break even. Hopefully they are going to take this and actually put in their mobile home on it and maybe sell it for seller financing, get their money back out of that, because it does possibly have a good septic and well since it was a demolished property. Again, you can also fight with the county and try to get those liens extinguished, so they may have some sort of history with that and experience that they can get that done in that county. Again, so we had another one, this property here, the 7 acres, this was our flood zone, if you remember, so only half of it was buildable. I went ahead and dropped it from our original video earlier down to half of the property, so we originally valued it at $40,000. I went ahead and dropped it to $20,000, and I'm glad I did because I had actually bid quite a significant amount. I might have almost won this, but I'm glad I didn't because I have had experience where trying to sell wetlands or flooded property, they usually don't take any sort of value of those. So that sold for $28,000. Probably still a good deal if somebody can finagle, you know, looking past that flood zone. And then these two we can go ahead and look up. We have 531 and 538. And you'll notice they do go in order by the the case number, right? So we're at 531 is 5,300. And 538, right below that, went for 8,700. And that's interesting because we actually valued those at the same price, about 55 to 5,700. One went more than the other. This could be a better property. It could have been a corner lot or whatever, but again, that doesn't really matter too much to us as far as value goes. It just makes it a little bit more appealing to someone, but I also know other people that hate corner properties. Same with power lines. Some people love being next to power lines for the recreational use of it, you know, having some sort of extra income to have it as grazing, and they rent it out to horses or cows. Some people actually hate it and, you know, think they're going to get cancer from it. So I've heard it all, and then we'll go ahead and put this one back in here. This was our last one, 80,100. So we were right on the money with this one, I think, as far as that goes. There's a little bit of profit in all of these, but just so you guys can see everything from start to finish of how we go ahead and value everything and comp the properties and then bid in the auction.